done any homesteading content in a while, so I figured might as well just go live to get a little bit out there. Shayla's been at it with the editing videos. Some of them were older videos, but without further ado, I'm going to show you these cows. They're nosy because I'm just sitting in the pasture. Blackjack. So, if you're new to our channel, I'll just tell you, get them. You don't tolerate no dogs around you, do you? So that's Jemima. She was one of the first cows we got. She's a Dexter. Where are they going? And that's her baby. That's her heifer in front. And Blackjack. Let me get up and get over here. Chase him. It's getting low light. So, let me zoom back out and get closer. So, Jemima, Dexter cow, Dexter heifer. We used to have a Dexter bull named Atlas. She's about ready to breed back. Blackjack, we've had her since she was a bottle calf. She's a very good looking cow now, and this solid black calf in the front is hers. And HB, the one that just ran them off, is a new heifer calf. Or new heifer to the farm, but she's been with us about a year, a little less than a year. This is Panda. She's nursed down pretty good. She's an older cow. I would almost say we rescued her from the sale barn because she was in pretty poor shape, worse than she is right now. This calf's really drawing her down pretty good. And that's Annie. Hard to get a view of her. Dog's got them all stirred up. And this is our male llama. I don't think Shayla's named him yet, so hello, DJ's Adventure and Beyond. That's our male llama. I don't think Shayla's got a name for him yet, but I'll take you over here to our female. Tilly, 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 Tilly. Hopefully, we'll be having little baby llamas in the future. This is our livestock guardian puppy. He's a little immature. Sometimes he likes to play with the livestock more than guard them, but he's coming around. Tilly. Take you over here to one of our pasture pigs. That's what I'm talking about. He's a little ornery. He don't attack nothing, but he's a little ornery. Charlotte, what are you thinking? Huh? I don't have no food. Hey, Wolverine. Wolverine. He's just lucky I'm on a live stream right now. Wolverine, hey, leave it. Quit. He's being a pain. He's got the llama's attention. So I think a lot of people use these llamas as livestock guardian animals, but I think kind of where they fit in for us, it kind of is a guardian animal, but we pay attention to the llamas. They tell you a lot with when their ears go up. They'll tell you what's going on out there. Several times watching the llamas, we'll find that there's a stray dog trying to get in our pasture or cutting through our pasture. Wolverine, I'm gonna be chasing my livestock. He's just a puppy. What do you do that for? Let's go see the goats. They're going to bed. Pasture is extremely green. So we got 2 pigs over here that'll be butchering somewhat soon. I actually need to let this little cooney gilt that we were gonna butcher, I need to let her out so she could thin out a little bit. She's almost a little too fat. And the one that's acting crazy, he didn't get that way till he got put in here, but he's actually a wild boar that we train. We used to train our Labradors to shed hunt, and we used to go to hunt trials and stuff like that, but anymore we try to hunt for wild sheds. But with my dad being sick this year, we didn't get any of that done. But anyways, the point is one of our shed dogs caught that wild boar whenever he was about 3 pounds, and we castrated him, barrowed him out, and he is going to be a barbecue sooner or later. He's going to get probably smoked whole and invite some friends over. But we've got goats absolutely everywhere. Okay, goats sleeping on the rocks. What is it, bedtime, llamas? Or are you just patrolling the goats? So, our goat shelter, Charlotte, leave her alone. Charlotte, come here, girl. Oh, you like the green grass, don't you? She's our only registered cooney sow, and she is very docile and gentle. Never roots. I've never seen her root. She'll wallow in the pond bank halfway in the water when it's real hot. I've never seen her root. This is one of the Walker family farm goats that we bought from them. This is another one. These were the 2 older does that we bought, 2 older does we bought. That's one of our bucklings out of Mammoth. Where's the rest of the Walker goats? Oh, here's 2 more over here. Walker family farm goat, Walker family farm goat. Haven't got any babies out of her yet, but I cannot wait. She's beautiful. Of course, we lost our Billy, so we're not sure what. There is June and one of her Billy babies. Tricolored Billy. Where's your other one? Whole pile of goats in here. Come on. Come on. Let's get in here. Oh, here's my 2 cooney bears. Or there's a bunch of the babies. So those babies will actually be Baileys. They'll be, oops, wrong way. They'll be 3/4 cooney, and the other third or quarter, not sure, but there's the mom. She actually makes a really good pasture pig. She doesn't root, but she is crossed with something. You ain't giving up that rock, are you? I need more rocks out here. Hey, Leonard Mountain Homestead. I've woke them up and broke up their routine. Now they're all wondering, what the heck am I doing? But that's pretty much all the goats right there. Where's Missy? Missy's kind of the matriarch. She's the original goat. And she's got a bad bag. Lost one of her kids this year. She's the bigger black and white one. But she has got to be... She's got to be one of the toughest goats we have, genetic-wise. I've never had her get sick or down on me, not once. Never had to worm her. Just based off of that, and since she was one of the first goats we got, she's gonna die on our farm. She'll never go to the sale barn. I think they're telling you they want some milk, Bailey. How's it going, Johnny or Christine? Just walking around the pasture, introducing people to some of the livestock if they've never been around our channel. We haven't done a lot of farming, homesteading content in a while, so I figured I'd do a live to get some of that out. Shayla's got some stuff planned, but we've been busy fishing, and well, in the last, my dad passed away, so we took a little time off, and some of the videos she has put out recently were filmed around that time. We just didn't feel like it was a priority to get stuff out at that time. All my prettiest goats are always billies. Like this little red and white one standing up there. I sure wish it was a doe. I like color in my goat herd. And this tri-colored one right here. Yeah, I know she's got her own channel, but Where'd my cows go? My cows are being ornery. They were all real interested in me earlier, so I thought I'd start this live and show the cow herd. Then they all walked away on me. But let's go back over here and check out my wild boar. I'm real interested to see how he's going to taste. So I got a Cooney gilt in there that's going to be butchered, but that black one back behind him is a East Texas wild boar that my dogs caught, and we castrated it, and he's been on feed for quite a while now. He's real jitterish, but he wasn't always that way. But he's got some pretty good size to him. I'd like to get a date set for him and process him here on the farm. Maybe scold him and scrape him. Scrape the fur off and do a whole hog roast. He's prime and ready for it. She needs to be turned out on the pasture and thinned out a little bit. She's going to be a little too fat, in my opinion. But she needs to be thinned out on grass a little bit. That's the two for butcher. What all hunts did you put in for, Johnny? With the Oklahoma draw hunts. We're going in the house right now as soon as I'm off here, and we're going to put in for our draw hunts. But let me zoom out. These are bottle babies right here, like doggies. They're kind of a nuisance, though. They just want to live at the house. They don't want to recognize that they're goats. I want them to stay with the other goats, but they don't get it. Yeah, Johnny, I've got 2 steers going to butcher I think June 17th. I think they're going June 17th, and but they're not, as good a quality steers as what you're raising. They're basically cheapest steers in the sale barn. But I've people told me that Holstein wasn't worth butchering, and I would beg to differ because that was the first steer we did. Hey, Wolverine, knock it off. But Holstein was the first steer that we butchered, and I would say it was totally worth it, and some of the best beef that we've ever had. Of course, it was the first truly 100% local raised, of course, because we did it ourselves, but that we'd ever had. I might have had like a package of hamburger meat from somebody before, but I think that was the first beef that I could prove that it came from a local farm, and that might have had something to do with it, but he was very good. But then we did butcher. Granted, it was a bull. We butchered a Dexter bull, and it didn't turn out near as good as the Holstein. And we had him on feed for maybe about 50 days, and it wasn't really probably enough feed to make a big difference on his quality, but it didn't turn out near as good as the Holstein. He wasn't old though. He was probably a 3.5-year-old bull, mature, but not. He wasn't a 6 to 10-year-old bull or anything like that. Yeah, we're about to have meat. I wish I had a cold room. What I'd like to do is do the whole hog roast with that cooney gilt after I turned her out on pasture for about 30 days, and then I'd like to try to traditionally butcher that wild boar and see what the cuts turned out like. But I don't have a cold room, and I'm not paying for a butcher to do either one of those. So both of those are probably going to be whole hog roast. Nice. Yeah, we've been feeding the two steers that I have. It's getting dark on me. Trying to get over here to the cows. The two steers that I have, one's like a longhorn, and the other one I'm going to say is a Jersey. The Jersey's a little bit bigger than the longhorn. Let's see if I can get the cows on here. Glowy eyes. There's one of my little heifer calves right here in front of me. So we had two heifers, but we didn't get a bull calf, which I kind of wanted one. But hey, I'll tell you what, I'm growing my cow herd, so I'm not disappointed in getting two heifers. Can't really see too much. That's a Dexter. She was born on the farm. Clarabelle. So she's named after a Dexter cow that we got when we first got on the homestead, but unfortunately, I don't know if you can see that, but I got a cell phone tower, and they never would claim it, but they left a gate open down there, and Clarabelle got ran over on the highway. Tower people would never admit that they did it, but I want y'all to see if she'll hold still, I want y'all to see my Hereford heifer. Had her since should have probably been a bottle baby, but she took care of herself real well, so we never fed her. She's gonna keep moving. She's probably the least friendly out of all of them, but she's a good looking heifer. And we were gonna AI her back to a really good quality Hereford bull, but she never cycled when we took her into AI. But here they are. Come out here in the sunlight a little better, Annie. There we go. They were in the dark hole. But she's a real good looking Hereford heifer in my opinion. And I wanted to, so we AI'd Jemima, our Dexter cow, to a Wagyu, just out of curiosity. We wanted to, you know, if we get a heifer, then we'll keep it back. But Wagyus throw pretty small calves usually, so we figured she's a small cow. We'll breed her to a Wagyu. She was going to get done to a very high quality Hereford bull that's no longer around. And where is HB? She's being weird and she's tucked off back here in the woods. She's my $350 heifer that I wasn't going to buy, but she was in. She sold with a Holstein heifer, and the people didn't. I thought that they were going to pick the black heifer, and they picked the Holstein. So I said, I'll take the black one for $350, but she is AI'd. If I can get her out of these woods. Come on, girl. She's like, I don't know why you were following me around this evening. I must be weirding her out. But she's AI'd back to just a low birth weight Angus. She's a little smaller black heifer. I think she weighed 750 when we had her at the vet. But I need to get her in to get brake checked. Yeah, I like the Baldies too. Step out here in the sun, or what's left of it. But she's my $350 heifer, and I picked her up probably about 8 months ago. And she's looking kind of fleshy, so I'm hoping she is bred. I need to get her into the vet. It's hard to get a good look at them in this light, but should have started this 30 minutes ago. But yeah, I don't know. I really like, what I like about Herefords is, you can't see me hardly anymore. But what I like about Herefords is that I think that they finish out on grass pretty good. So last year, by the end of the year, my fleshiest heifer by wintertime was, or cow in general, was that Hereford heifer. So I thought she did really well on what grass we had down at the place she was running on. Our Baldy cow is one of our favorites, but if I could get her on video right now and show you what she actually looks like, I would. But she's very poor body condition, and I'm not sure why she's so poor. I kind of think that the sale barn lied on her age. I think she's a little bit older than she is. It's kind of one of those small sale barn deals where he goes around to big sale barns, buys them, and I've kind of suspected that he'll throw tags on them, aging them, and pretend like it come from another sale barn aged, because they don't actually age at this sale barn. But she did give me a good heifer calf this year, so I can't complain about that. I don't have any cross fencing. I only have 10 acres. So what we were going to do is, well, in the 10 acres, we own about 8, and then the other 2 belongs to some friends of ours. What I was going to do was start by fencing off the 2 acres and then, you know, letting it stockpile and then moving them over here and then letting the rest of it recuperate a little bit. But I also need to dissect the other 8 acres. Well, about 1.5 acres is the front yard, and we do use it for livestock from time to time. So the other 6 acres, we need to cut it up in about 3-acre cross-fenced sections, so that way we can rotational graze them. But I also just need to get more land or a lease, because I really like my cows, and I want to get, maybe, I don't know, I'd like to probably double or triple my my herd size. So I'll never be able to do that on what I have. Currently, we're using, some friends of ours have got about 8 acres of grass I'm using for all my bull. For my bull, he's a yearling bull, and then I've got three steers, 4 steers on it. So I got 4 steers and a yearling bull on the other 8 acres. Yeah, I could start utilizing just a hot wire to cross fence for the cows, and let the goats go wherever they want. But if I want to cross fence for the goats and the cows, I'd have to run goat and sheep fence. But it wouldn't hurt to start, just string up a hot wire for the cows. So I really need to do that. Probably here in the next day or two, I'll think about picking up some more hot wire posts. I've probably got about half as many as I need to do it. But I wish I would have started this live so that I didn't run out of daylight. But we're also thinking about moving because of that tower. Not only do we think it's probably not healthy for us, but it's just a nuisance. Like I said, we lost one cow because one night when it was storming, that tower probably took a lightning strike, and we had a tower technician leave a gate open. And they never would admit it, but we have confronted them dozens of times since then for leaving our gates open. And we've told them that we want a cattle guard installed, and they fight us on it. But we'd just like to get away from that tower in general. One thing we were kind of considering doing was not selling this property and keeping it as a like a petting zoo, or a kind of like a touristy homestead type attraction. So keeping a lot of our homesteading activities down here around this property, and then maybe opening it up like once a week and letting people come out and feed the goats and see how we do it, and feed chickens and look at all the critters run around. And then on our personal farm, we've got a neighbor down the road that has stated he's interested in selling us some land. So if we were able to buy that, we would live fairly close to it. But I know people coming in and out of the chat right now are probably like, it's just a big dark screen. So I'm gonna probably call this good, and I just thought I'd do a little video and walk around, show some of the animals, since we haven't done that in a while. So I appreciate you for coming in, Johnny. I appreciate you, Leonard Mountain Homestead and DJ's Adventures and Beyond. Appreciate the comments, and we're going to try to get some actual homesteading content out soon. So thank you.